Happy New Year, designers! Welcome to the first blog post of 2014. I'm Dr. Shante Bishop, CEO of Design Her Label, where I help diverse women entrepreneurs find the courage, clarity, confidence, and conviction to pursue their passion without sacrificing their paycheck. Thank you so much for joining me on today's blog post. This is more like a broadcast, so I'm going to call it a brandcast. And these weekly brandcasts are designed to help you build, grow, launch, and accelerate your growth as you build your brand and your business. And the first thing that we're going to talk about in 2014 are finances. We want to talk about making sure that we have a solid foundation for bankable branding. That's going to be one of the focuses over the next few weeks because we want to make sure that our brand not only is sustainable, but also that it's bankable, that it's profitable, because when you have more money, you're able to serve more people. So the first part of our brandcast for this 2014 focus is going to be looking at how to keep your brand and your business from becoming a bill. The reason why I want to talk about this is because it's very easy to get weighed down and bogged down and overwhelmed with the startup cost for branding and building your business. And the thing is that if you're not making money, if you're not bringing in revenue, it can easily become a bill and a burden, and it begins to kind of dampen your enthusiasm and you kind of slow down in terms of your motivation for wanting to pursue your passion. So I want to give you 4 strategic ways that you can keep your brand or your business from becoming a bill. The first thing that I'm going to suggest is investing in high value returns. What's a high value return? A high value return is something that you are going to get tremendous value from instantaneously. And when I say instantaneously, it's like make and take. Like as soon as you learn it, you can implement it right away. These are things that are going to accelerate your growth. So for example, if you invest $5,000 in a website, it's probably going to look fabulous. But that website is not going to instantly generate revenue for you. You are still going to have to go through the steps of building audience, building traffic, creating SEO. There are still so many more steps beyond just investing in a really pretty website. That said, invest in something that's going to help you accelerate that progress. So instead of maybe the $5,000 on a really pretty website, you can invest that $5,000 in coaching or business strategy that's going to help you actually implement and actually move your brand forward. It will give you steps, it'll give you strategies, it'll give you tools to use, things that you can do and you can readily implement, because a website in and of itself is not going to generate revenue for you. Now, you can certainly have the website available to have a shopping cart or for people to go and look at your products or things that you offer. But that in and of itself is not sufficient enough. You need to invest in something that's going to drive the traffic to the website. And so that's what I mean by a high value return, something that's going to accelerate your progress, something that's going to be easy for you to readily implement, and something that's going to give you a direct connection to cash. And so the website in and of itself is not going to necessarily direct you to cash, but strategic planning, coaching, investing in someone who can tell you how to get directly to the cash, to create your sales funnel, or to create a campaign so that people can get to your shopping cart, that's a worthwhile investment. The second thing, build audience. One of the biggest ways to keep your brand or your business from becoming a bill is to create clients, is to create audience, to get people to know you, like you, trust you, invest in your infrastructure so that you have people to actually sell to. Because if you don't have an audience, no matter how good your product is, how good your service is, how much potential it has, or how many people it could potentially help, if you don't have an audience, if you don't have a group of people that are actually waiting for you to actually give them something, then you're going to be disappointed with your results and you're going to start to feel the pinch of not getting a good return on what you've already invested in building your brand and your business. So building your audience is a priority. If you don't have an audience, you're not going to have anybody to sell to. Number 3. Don't be afraid to connect B2B, and that's business to business. So if you're a brand, if you're a business, seek out other brands, seek out other businesses. Because usually, depending on the size of the company or depending on the size of the corporation, they tend to have bigger budgets than individuals. And so instead of just targeting, one client here, one client there, don't be afraid to go for big businesses because they tend to have bigger budgets. And I know plenty of entrepreneurs who have one major corporate client that actually pays them very well, and it gives them some flexibility and not have to be so strained with having to search for one-on-one clients. So if you have a product or a service that would be attractive to a business that could support another business, don't be afraid to go after that sort of partnership because they tend to have the bigger budgets. And like I said, when you have more money, you can serve more people. The last thing that I'm going to suggest is to invest in a marketable skill. So if you've been following me on Facebook, you have learned all about kind of my adventures trying to learn Photoshop. And even though Photoshop has been around forever, I never really saw the value and the connection to me personally until I started a business. And then I saw the immediate value because graphic artistry and graphics for your campaigns, graphics for your flyers, graphics for everything, social media, you cannot get away from it. And so I saw the instant return on investment by learning Photoshop. And recently, I was working on some things for a friend of mine for her business and also some invitations, party invitations for a family member. And I posted these on Facebook. And I kid you not, within 2 to 3 hours, I had about 6 requests for invitations. Can you do something like that for me? Can you make my banner? I love that. What else do you do? I need a logo. And I was like, whoa, that was not expected. This was just really kind of me posting, like almost kind of like a kid brings home artwork, like, hey, look what I did, because I was really proud of it. But what that really got me to thinking was that this really is a marketable skill. If I wanted to, and if I really practiced, within a couple of weeks, I could be up and running selling party invitations for kids' parties, or I could be up and running selling graphic art for websites or for Facebook banners and those types of things. So if you're talking about making sure that you have the startup money or making sure that you have enough cash on hand to keep your business afloat while you're building it and growing it to what you want it to be, don't be afraid to invest in a marketable skill set. I can say that I've been very empowered by being able to learn graphic art, and every day I practice and every day I learn something new and something different, and it's given me such power to add dimension to my website or add dimension to my campaigns, and I can do it on my time. I don't have to wait for somebody, I don't have to get in a queue. I don't have to pay somebody, because what I did was I paid for the software and I paid for the tutorials that I'm taking that are teaching me something every day. So if you're going to invest, make sure that you consider investing in a marketable skill set, something that you can turn around and make money from while you're building your business. Now, graphic art and graphic design is not my business. It's not my forte, but it's definitely a marketable skill set, something that I can use so that if I needed cash, if I needed something on hand, I could open up my services and say, hey, who needs party invitations? Who needs a banner for their social media? Who needs, artwork for their Twitter page? So think about what can you invest in that's a marketable skill that you can turn around a quick profit from and use that money to keep your business from becoming a bill. Because at the end of the day, the business, if nothing else, should be able to pay for itself. You should not have to continue to go into your own pocket, go into your daytime paycheck to consistently pay for things in your business, because if you're doing that, then the business has become a bill. And so you want to make sure that your brand, that your business doesn't become a bill, that if nothing else, it pays for itself. So that's it for today's blog post. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Tune in next week. Bye-bye.